You're watching WYFF4.
Businesses are finding that Greenville County is a profitable place to call home. Gabrielle Komorowski looks at how companies, from small entrepreneurs to large manufacturers, are finding a backbone of support in Greenville.
We're here to make this announcement. This is an exciting day for South Carolina. 500 fantastic jobs, and especially for Greenville.
2024 has already seen major economic development announcements in Greenville County.
Things are just happening.
Battery manufacturing company EnerSys will build a facility in southern Greenville County, a $500 million investment bringing about 500 jobs. And Tesla has announced it's opening its first South Carolina facility in Greenville County. It will be a regional distribution center in Fountain Inn.
There was stiff competition for that Tesla distribution center. Commerce continue to roll.
But Carlos Phillips, president and CEO of the Greenville Chamber, says Greenville County has something special to offer.
I'll guarantee you, one of their top reasons for locating here in Greenville will be access to talent. People who are equipped with the skills to perform the jobs. And not just the jobs of today, but most organizations are already preparing for the jobs of tomorrow.
Phillips points to the area's strong education system.
So they're developing the talent, and a lot of that talent is staying. They're not moving.
All of us have a stake in how the company performs and grows.
Aaron Thompson moved his family to the area for his job as vice president of commercial construction company Messer.
I think from a quality of life perspective, certainly as a Midwesterner, I really appreciate the more moderate climate. And
Messer opened a new regional office in Greenville last year and has tapped into the local talent pool.
This area is known for its strong workforce, which is a real benefit as we grow our team.
Talent is part of Greenville County's legacy.
There's been a spirit of cooperation and work by people in this town, in this county, for a long time. And I tell you, it has really made a big difference.
The textile industry was once the backbone of Greenville. Many of these historic brick buildings have now been transformed into loft apartments or offices.
We're not a one-trick pony anymore. We remain strong in manufacturing and advanced assembly, but there's a lot more going on in Greenville.
Census data shows a 175% increase in business licenses in Greenville County just in the past 10 years.
They see a business climate and a tax structure that's favorable for business success.
And Carlos Phillips calls many of these businesses small but mighty, telling us 95% of the businesses located in Greenville County have fewer than 50 employees. You've been here 9 years.
We have.
Ann Mayer owns Splash on Main and has 3 full-time and 3 part-time employees, selling clothes, swimwear, and gifts in Greenville's West End. How has the neighborhood changed?
It's changed a lot.
She says it's the small businesses that make Greenville so special.
I think Greenville's done a wonderful job of trying to keep that mom and pop feel. And so obviously the more customers we have, the longer we can stay.
The website Cersei makes it their business to showcase local small businesses.
Greenville's a place where people can take a chance and people can be innovative, people can be empowered. There's so much opportunity here in Greenville. It goes back to community. You know, we're all supporting each other as a community.
The Greenville Chamber tells us there are more than 60 local organizations providing support and guidance for small businesses. More are coming. Greenville County is projected to add 86,000 new jobs by the year 2040.
Greenville is winning, and we're working on the right things to ensure that we grow in the right way.
Keeping Greenville a great place to work and live.
People who live in Greenville get to enjoy one of the greatest natural resources in the world, the water. And Carol Clark shows us how providing the basic utilities like water and energy are key to future growth. And the leaders in these sectors say they're ready.
This is the only way most of us can see 2 of Greenville's water sources.
There is no human activity except for maintenance on those watersheds.
The reservoirs at Table Rock and North Saluda are surrounded by land owned by the utility, land carefully guarded.
We don't allow hunting, biking, hiking. So the water in those lakes is pristine.
The utility pulls water too from another source.
We try to pull from Kiowee because the most amazing thing happens. Kiowee recharges every night. The number one loss at Kiowee is evaporation.
Deb Sofield says to deal with growth, Greenville Water has 57 projects in play right now at a price tag of $30 million.
Believe it or not, we have set a goal for water for the next 100 years.
Among those projects, replacing pipe, over 200 miles of it, with ductile iron.
Because it lasts a lot longer. It'll be there when you and I are long gone.
And Greenville Water doesn't want to lose its prized product. It's investing in a sky-high detection system.
It's the same satellite they use to find water on Mars. And it can detect the difference between treated water, raw water, and sewage. So what it does is it scans our whole county.
All of this planning pays off.
Through our projections, we've got enough water through the mid-2100s at those growth rates.
Duke Energy spends a lot of time planning too.
South Carolina was the fastest growing state by population in the nation in 2023.
And when it comes to supplying that growth,
it means not putting all of your eggs in one basket.
Duke takes an all-of-the-above approach.
It means our proven workhorse nuclear plants continuing to provide power 24/7. It's our existing high-tech, highly efficient natural gas plants doing the same, and exploring new ways to put both technologies, new additional technologies onto our power grid.
Technologies like solar power and the batteries to store what they produce, and the power of water.
Bad Creek is a fantastic asset. We call it the marvel in the mountain.
If power is needed, water from a reservoir is pumped through the plant to Lake Jocassee. If power is not needed, that water is pumped back up to storage.
It's basically the largest battery we have on our system.
All those sources to provide light at the flip of a switch. Lakes and streams to provide water at the turn of a faucet. Both utilities say they're prepared for years to come.
Jeff Boss says Greenville is one of only 3 water systems in the entire country that owns the land completely around its watershed. The other 2 in New York and Seattle. Duke Energy says it's paying attention to its carbon footprint too. It no longer operates coal power plants in South Carolina.
Next on Chronicle, growing Greenville.
I'm very excited about the future, what's going on. I'm very optimistic of kind of what the population growth.
How the area has welcomed a rapid growth of the Hispanic population and the resources in place for an inclusive culture.